guys, so today I'm going to teach you how to make a herringbone cuff. What that looks like is this, and the herringbone stitch is how you see how the beads are kind of slanted towards the side and they face each other. That is what herringbone is, and I'm going to teach you how to do that and how to do that in a cuff pattern. But with this, you can also take the same stitch and attach it to ladders, or you can attach it to other cuffs or anything that you want to do. You can actually put it in the middle of cuffs, and I even have an idea that I want to do later, because you can pull it apart and you see the strings in here. So what I wanted to do was put clear beads on here, so they would be almost like rainbows, and the whole cuff would just stay like this, which would be awesome. But that was just an idea. Again, this is very versatile. You can do so many different things with it. I've never seen anybody do Kandi with it. I learned how to do it from other beading books and things that I was reading, and I thought that it would be way cool to try it with pony beads and to show you guys how to do that. So again, you're going to need pony beads, string. If you're using this like sparkly elastic cord, I've found out a technique to stop the sparkly part from fraying from it, so I'll show you guys how to do that. Scissors. For the base, it's going to be 40 beads, and that's going to include the pink and the red beads. So it's going to be basically the first two rows. You have to string them on, and then you string the other beads through it, and I'll show you how to do that. So for a herringbone stitch, really to get it going, if you're doing a cuff like this, you have to have at least 3 rows. For what I've noticed is because the first 2 it just doesn't hold up, and the third one it starts to take shape. If you can do more than that, then I recommend it. 6 was about where it started feeling like tight and actually worked together very well, so that's why I did 6, and I'm going to continue to do at least 5 on this one, and that's just going to be my color choices. And so let's get started. Just pull a length of string. Doesn't necessarily matter how long it is. You can always add on more string if you need it later. So just pull off a good amount, maybe like a yard or so. So the ends of it, because I'm using this clear elastic stretchy string, if you've ever worked with it, you know that it gets frayed pretty easily. This is only 0.5, so it's very small. So it's really not a problem with the fabric fraying, it's just the sparkly piece. If it was like the 1.2 millimeter, the thicker string, I would just tell you to take a lighter and burn the end of it, and that will melt it, and you kind of touch it a little bit, but don't burn yourself. And it melts the fabric and it won't fray anymore. If you're using thin string like me, you're going to use a little bit of clear nail polish, and you put it on the tip, and you wait for it to dry, and it won't fray at all. And if it does, just cut off the end and a little bit of the tip, and you shouldn't have that problem anymore. That's just something that I've picked up, and I thought that it might be a helpful tip for you guys if you're using this kind of string. Okay, so like I said, we need 40 beads. You need 10 of one color and 10 of the other color. Because my pattern is this, I'm going to use, not 10, 20 of each bead color, my bad. So we're going to need 40 beads for this base. And so 20 of one color and 20 of the other color. And we're going to string on 2 of your first color, your base color. And then string on 2 of the opposite color. And so string all of your beads on, alternating between your first color and your second color all the way around. And then once you get done with that, we're going to tie it together, and I will show you how to start the next row. Once you have your 40 beads strung onto your string, you're going to take the ends and tie it together. Now how we're going to tie this is just a basic double knot where you cross the string, go under, and then cross the string again, create the loop, and go through the loop. We're not going to tie it super tight, but we're not going to tie it loose either. The reason for that is because we want it to stretch enough, but we still want it to be tight because we're going to be weaving beads in between and in and out of this, and so it's going to tighten it up in the end. So you don't want it too tight, so you want a little bit of flex, but not too much because then it will get way too loose. So tie it 2 or 3 more times, whatever makes you feel comfortable for it to be secure. Okay, cut off the excess end, and so you have the long string still attached. And then we're going to grab 20 beads of your next color. Once you have 20 beads of your next color, we're going to start stringing through our beads. And the process of doing this is the purple is going to be on your second row and the blue is going to be on your first row. So we're stringing through the purple. So you want your string to be coming out of a purple bead, like so. You're going to add on 2 beads of your third color. You're stringing through the purple right next to it, so it's going to expand this out to put the white beads on top, your third color on top. Oops. Like so, which gives you that look like that. And how we get the bottom to go diagonal is skipping entirely over these 2 blue beads. We're going to string through the purple, and that's going to cause the blue beads here to go diagonal along with the rest of this cuff. So you string through the first purple bead, like so. When you string through it, you pull it tight, and as you can see, it causes the blue to go diagonal like that. So we're going to add on the 2 extra white, go through the purple, then skip over the blue and through the other purple. So you pick it up, you go through the purple, oops, there we go, got caught around another bead. So we go through the purple, and then skip over the blue beads and through the first purple. So continue this all the way until you get to the end of this row, and I'll show you how to tie it off and to go up to the next row. When you get to the end of your row and you've put on all your white beads, you're going to end up with something that looks like this. We're going to go up through this purple and through the white, and that's going to bring us up to the next row. I'm going to teach you how to tie it off and to make it tight so you get a shape like this where it sits up. And this is where it comes into why I said that you need more than 3 rows, because you've got 3 rows here, but again, they look flimsy and they don't stay together that well, which is why I've put more rows on it, which makes it more sturdy the more rows that you go up. So through the purple, through the white, and then we're going to pull tight. What you might want to do is, like I'm doing, sliding it through your fingers, stretching it out, because that will pull it straighter. The more that you stretch out that excess string, it'll just pull it tighter and tighter. What I was going to say about my wrist size, which I did not mention in the beginning of the video, which I forgot, because I told you my base size was 40 for my wrist, and this sits very tightly on my wrist. My regular wrist size for a single is 32 to 30 beads. Basic standard pony size beads. If your wrist is bigger than that, or if it's smaller than that, then you might have to modify how many beads you use as your base. make sure that you either go up by 4 or down by 4, because you've got to account for 2 beads on each row. So let's say that your wrist was like maybe 34 beads. So you need to make it a little bit bigger, so you would have to use 44 beads or 48 beads, so on and so forth. So increments of 4 when you're going up and down, depending on what your size is. So that might help you guys a little bit working on that. Go. And when you get it slightly to where you think that it's pretty decent, we're going to tie the knot. You're going to take the end of your string, and we're going to go underneath the string where the white bead is. So under there, which is going to leave you with this big loop. Pull the string through the loop and pull it tight. We're going to do that 3 or 4 times, whichever you like. Then we're going to start on the next row. Okay. So, going on to the next row. We're going to put our string through the bead on top so we come to a gap. I just like to start on gaps. If you wanted to start in the middle, you could, but I don't know, I like starting on the gaps. So, again, how we skipped over the blue beads, we're going to be skipping through this gap, which is going to pull them together, and then we're adding beads in between here. So that, again, pushes them off to the sides. So, string through your 3rd row, up, add on 2 beads of your next color, through the other bead, like so. Then through the white. Two more colors. Through the white. And so on and so forth. So when you get to the end of this row, you're going to do exactly like you did for the last row. We were going to tie it off, and then if you wish to do additional rows, you can go on from there. And I will show you my finished product after this. When you get to the end of your cuff, where you want to end it, we're going to string up through the last 2 beads, like how you get to the next row. Going to pull all of it tight, stretch it out, whatever you gotta do. Okay. Shape it, and then we're going to go under, through the loop, pull it tight, do it again, and again. Okay, when you're done, trim off the end, And there you go, you've successfully made your first herringbone cuff. Some variations that you could do with this, like I mentioned in the beginning, you can add it onto a ladder or any other kind of cuff. How you would do that is you would just take the normal 2 beads that are facing each other and then go through and add the 2 and then string through 2, add 2, string through 2. But the way that you're going to be doing it, when it comes to vertical, that might be a little hard to do where you're building the cuff up this way. I believe that is the, I don't remember if it's the odd or the even payout, which are the regular cuffs. That's going to be even, actually. Yeah, it's even because 32. So basic cuffs are even payout versus odd payout, which are the ones that you do this way, which have the even ends on them. You can incorporate this onto the sides of them relatively easy. Or one thing that I was thinking, again, with the clear beads, to do it kind of like rainbows or arches, where you skip over the 2 beads is where you would put in 1 clear bead into those. So that's one variation that you can do. Also, you can do 1 entire arch, different colors. So you can do it like this one black, this one orange, so it'd be kind of cool that way. Or you could, I was looking at it and I was like, it would be way cool if you just did it like candy corn. So they would just have the different levels for candy corn, so something for Halloween. Again, the sky is the limit. You can do anything that you want to with them. And I hope that this tutorial was helpful. Comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye!